band around my foot. It's anchored in front of me. And then I'm going to come into a single leg hinge. That foot with the band around it, you're pressing into the band, so there should be some tension. And then you're concentrating on the hinge on that down leg. So in this case, the band is around my left leg, and I'm concentrating on the hinge on my right leg. Okay, again, still pressing into that band the whole time. And you are gonna feel this in a lot of different places on both legs because you're adding that band. And it's really gonna light up the hinge. Okay, really trying to stand tall at the top while continuing to have some tension on the band. It does not need to be a ton. Really making sure that you are getting those hips back. You're not just bending over, okay? It's a common mistake I see. Knees should be over your midfoot and hips should really be pushing backwards. Switching sides, really wrapping that right foot now, and now I'm going to concentrate on my left hinge, really sitting back into those hips, knees staying over my midfoot. I'm even doing like just a teeny bit of a rotation to help me sit into that hinge a little bit more. Okay, still putting some pressure on the banded leg. Now for me, with my right foot in the band, I actually cramp a little bit in the right leg sometimes. So it is working, okay? Both legs are working. It's okay if you feel it in both legs. Just make sure you're not over thrusting the top. You're not flaring the ribs or lifting the chest to stand up, and really getting those hips back nice and far behind you. This is a great way to warm up for what's to come too. So nice warm up, but some constant tension on both legs, which is always good. Okay, so now I'm gonna grab one medium to heavy dumbbell. We will need two eventually, but I'm just starting with one for now. We're gonna go into lateral lunges. So dumbbells in my right hand, I'm stepping to my left, bending my left leg, keeping my right leg super straight, making sure that when I land, knee, ankle, hip, and shoulder are all in a nice straight line. Again, sitting into that hip. So I can kind of think about with the bench behind me, tapping my butt towards the bench almost. Okay. Letting that hand with the dumbbell fall towards that foot as you step to the side, driving out of that bending leg to get back to standing. Using the outside booty, that glute med, to help you come to standing. And then we're gonna switch. So you're switching hands. So it's going in my left hand and I'm stepping with my right. Toes need to land forward, ankle, knee, hip, shoulder, all in alignment. But do not let the toe turn out as you step. Okay, common mistake that I see a lot of times is as people step, the toe will turn and face the wall next to them rather than the wall in front of them. Okay, making sure that you're keeping those toes parallel. Again, really sitting into the hip. I know that sounds like a broken record, but that is a big focus here. And again, if the legs in later rounds start to feel tired, you'll definitely feel that glute med a little bit more, even if you don't in this round, okay? So now I'm getting that second dumbbell. Same weight, it's medium to heavy, and we're gonna start with just a heavy RDL. Sitting those hips back, both feet down. My feet are about hip width apart. Okay, hips are going nice and far behind me. Knee is staying over my midfoot. Weights are staying real close to my shins. Okay, as I sit back in those hips, head stays in line with my spine, ribs stay in line with my hips. Sometimes I like to think about the back of my butt trying to touch the back of my knees to help me stand. This can kind of help you tap into that contraction in your hamstring, okay? Really thinking about trying to squeeze the butt down towards the back of your knees. Okay, keeping those dumbbells. So yes, we're also working a little grip strength here, I know, because these weights should be pretty heavy. We're going with squats, okay? I'm opting here for a suitcase hold, which means I'm just holding them at my side. You can also front rack them. You can hold one really heavy weight in goblet style. Completely up to you here which way you hold it. I tend to like suitcase hold if your core is not quite there yet. It takes a little bit of pressure off the core, but allows you to hold a nice heavy weight. So just something to consider if your core is struggling a little bit still. Okay, really squeezing the glutes at the top without shoving your hips forward to do it. Okay, you want to come into a nice stacked position. All right, one hand is going to get a little bit of a rest now because we're going to go into some Bulgarian split squats. Everybody's favorite, I know. Okay, that back leg is up on the bench. And then if you notice too, I'm kind of rotating and reaching my hand that's holding the dumbbell towards my shin. This is helping me sit into that hip a little bit more. You are thinking about this as a lunge, not a hinge. But that rotation will help get into the glute just a touch better, which is always good. Knee stays tracking between big toe, pinky toe, really driving through that front heel, front foot to stand, making sure that you are not arching your back to help you stand. You're really pushing through the hips and the glute on that down leg. Okay, switching sides. This is an amazing exercise if you can avoid flaring the ribs to help grow that peach, which we all love, right? Think about exhaling, lifting the pelvic floor, tightening the core to help you stand so that you don't lose that rib to hip connection. You can put your hand on your rib like I'm doing here to make sure you're checking and not having it lift up and flare out at all. Okay. Yes, I know lower body is on fire, especially after all these exercises. You are about to get some rest. Okay. I do recommend doing 3 rounds of this if you can manage. Okay. And of course, if any point you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out and ask. I'm panting, you're panting, and we did it. Good job, ladies.